Well, I've always said that we'll show you the failures as well as the successes here on the channel. And this was a bit of a failure, this dragon painting. But I had a bit of advice when I first started out to always finish the painting, even if it's going badly, because you do learn quite a bit about trying to pull it round. And we were able at the end to have a good go at getting a nice finish on the clear coat without having to worry about sanding through to the painting. So it was good practice on that. Anyway, have a look and see if you can spot the things that I did wrong. I think I've got a few ideas about what went wrong on this, but any advice is appreciated. Let's get on with the video. Well, everyone, it's an absolute filthy day out there, so shall we get on with some airbrush painting instead of going outside? Well, there we go. I'm all set up now, ready for airbrushing. I've got this steel blank. It's portrait orientation this time. And it's painted in that same sort of just off-white colour that we got for the Motorhome bonnet. It's a Citron Blanco colour. And what I want to do today is another dragon picture. I've had a request to do another dragon picture by the same lady that had the previous dragon picture. But what I want to do for this one is something a bit different. I want to come up with like a more calmer scene, like a misty mountain scene with the old dragon just flying past in a less sort of fiery, threatening manner. But I don't have a reference for that, so we're going to have to kind of make it up as we go along. So I think the first thing to do is to come up with a shape for the dragon. So let's try that maybe with a pencil on a bit of paper. Well, folks, first obstacle, not a pencil in sight in the house. So I think I'm going to have to walk up the shop and see if I can get a box of pencils. Actually, no need, look, I found a pencil in the van, so that saved me a walk in the rain to the shop. Right, well, that's the outline more or less done. I think that looks not too bad. So the next thing to do is to cut that out to make a bit of a shield. Right, now I'll just give this a quick wipe with a tack rag and we'll put that big shield over so we can just spray the outline. We'll start with like a grey colour. Grey colour. We'll start with grey. Um, and spray in the outline of the dragon. Righto, well now I'm going to, I'll tape along that side just so I've got that properly located, because the problem is, because I've cut right through the edge there, that is a bit floppy as a sort of a shield stencil thing. So I'll tape along the edge just so it's properly located, and then I'm going to take the magnets off, slip the graphite paper underneath, and then put my dragon cut out thing in the middle, and then mark out the detail on it. Right, now we'll go in with the black and put that detail in. Let's take this shield off and see what the fella looks like. Well, there he is. He looks a bit weird on a white background, of course, but we'll soon sort that out. Well, the next thing I want to do is to put some misty mountains in the background. I think I'm going to try and do that with some torn paper. I think that might be a good way, at least to get the mountains in the background. So I'll do that. This is going to end up quite a dark painting, really, despite being on a white base. Anyway, I'm gonna mix up. Well, not mix up. I'm gonna put some black in the airbrush, tear me off a mountainy kind of strip, and yeah, go for there. Of course, I'm going to mask off with the bit we cut out, the dragon, because I don't want anything going on to him, and he'll stay masked for quite a while now, I think. Now I think I'll mix up some light grey and try and put some clouds in, and then add some mist onto these mountains. briefly stopped for dinner there. I've had something to eat now. Let's carry on with the hills in the foreground in the same kind of way, really. Yeah, I must admit, I'm not really so pleased with this. It was a bit of a experiment. I'm not entirely sure it's come out very well. Nikki suggested perhaps it does need some flames, and I don't know really. What do you think? Righto, well, I think the first thing I want to do to try and pull this around a little bit is to add some structure to his body. I think although he'd be in the shade, you might be able to see a little bit. So I'm going to put some white in, or some grey, and just see if I can add just a little bit of texture to his body. Oh, go on then. We'll have a little go at adding some flames in, I suppose. Well, there we go. There it is with a bit of flame and some highlights and stuff added. I don't know. I'm warming to it a bit, but I'm still not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments what you think to this one. Well, because this hasn't quite turned out how I wanted, it does present us with a bit of an opportunity to try and get a really nice clear coat finish. I'm always worried when I've done a painting I liked about mucking up the clear coat, and it always makes me a little bit cautious to do too much rubbing down or to put the clear on too thick in case I ruin it, like I have done on a couple of occasions. So this is a good chance to try out the clear coat without that risk, because I'm not that keen on the painting. So the first thing to do is to give it that light dusting, the initial coat of the clear. Right, that's been 7 minutes. Let's hit it with a heavier coat. Right, that's had 10 minutes. Let's give it another sort of flow coat, I guess. Right, well, I've got this back at home, and you can see it has got quite an orange peely effect to it. So I'm going to start flattening it off with 1,000 grit first, I think. We'll start with 1,000 and then we'll try and get it flat and then polish it up. I think I've got up to 2,000 grit, which should get it nice and shiny, I guess, hopefully. Well, that's all the various different grades of paper. You can see it is flat. There's probably a few bits still like down there in the black where it looks a bit peely, but the rest of it's quite shiny. There's a bit here you can see where there was a wrinkle or something in the paint and it's taken it off. So if this was a good piece on a car or something, you definitely want to fill that in, wouldn't you? And you can still see the swirls of the paper. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try now hitting it with the cut-in paste. Well, that's definitely started to bring a bit more of a shine to it. Let's hit it with the polish and see what that does. Well, it's far from perfect, but you can see it has got quite a shine to it. It actually looks worse on camera in terms of those sort of buffing scratches and stuff than it does in real life. But yeah, it was good to be able to sort of give that a bit of welly and not have to worry too much. And the artwork does actually look a little bit better anyway with a gloss to it. We definitely have to fix that if we were going to call it finished, but yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that because this isn't going to be put on display or sold to anyone or anything. But yeah, an interesting exercise nonetheless. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.